Would you be pissed off if you had to spend 2 weeks in jail for a hit and run crime that you didn't commit? This is what happened to this one man. Let's listen to his story.
I was crucified in every way humanly possible by everybody.
Nearly 3 weeks ago, Cody Bodette found himself handcuffed in the back of a St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office cruiser.
You just could hear my 6-year-old screaming at the top of her lungs in, tears from, fear.
Did they tell you what they were picking you up for?
Had no idea what was going on for a few hours.
Unbeknownst to him, St. Tammany investigators made Bodette the prime suspect in the hit-and-run death of 6-year-old Jeremiah Ramirez.
Damn,
A driver
sad.
killed the boy while deputies say he was riding his scooter in the driveway of his Slidell home around 6 p.m. August 13th. Bodette says he told deputies when they pulled him over in his Chevy Suburban SUV that he was in the area around the time of the crash for his daughter's cheer meeting at a nearby high school. Deputies booked him with vehicular homicide, hit-and-run driving, and reckless operation of a motor vehicle related to the child's death.
They were 100% sure they had their guy.
It really does make me wonder how many other people out there are in a situation like ours.
Bodette's sister, Jordan Rolston, says she never believed the deputies and went out to the neighborhood where Jeremiah was killed to start digging. She says she found a house with a clear view of the street and a security camera that caught a silver Nissan Armada exit the neighborhood minutes after the crash. Rolston said the Armada had serious front-end damage, and she says the homeowner who gave her the video of the Armada told her at the time that deputies never knocked on their door.
St. Tammany Parish Sheriff.
You know what's crazy? And I'm going to go back what she said. I hope that it's not people that will go through this or have. There's plenty of people who are in jail who are innocent. Now, there are more people who did the crime. But this proves that you have a lot of incompetent police. Like, why would you just arrest a guy? You didn't even look at his car to say, okay, let me see if there's any damage, maybe a little blood spatter and stuff like that. Let's just see. That's just basic police work. You arrest the guy, say, listen, this is what we're charging you for. His daughter is distraught. Daddy! He's in the car like, yo, what did I do, yo? You know how scary that is? Yo, man. I would be crying and be like, yo, man, I don't know what I did. It's messed up. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I wouldn't want my daughter to see me going down like that. That's traumatizing to her. It's traumatizing to the guy. But this is the problem with poor police work. Where do we get why are we hiring people who just don't know how to do basic police work to say, all right, let's just investigate this before we just grab up somebody and mess up their life? It's crazy, man.
Was going to convict my brother off of no evidence they had, when all they had to do was go attempt to get the evidence by looking for more camera footage or anything, really.
Stressful, depressing, emotional, every word you can think of. I mean, it was a nightmare.
Rolston got in touch with Dallas McClanahan, an ex-cop turned private investigator in Slidell. McClanahan says he took her evidence and tried to bring it to the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office, but he says investigators weren't interested. Do you often get told, I'm not interested in talking to you?
Very, very rare. Usually they'll sit down and talk to me. Only time is if there's some kind of conflict of interest.
Joe Rispani, Fox 8's legal analyst, is representing Bodette as his defense attorney in this case.
If you look at the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office in a light most favorable to them, they're lazy, they're negligent, and they didn't care.
The St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office won't answer any of our questions about this case. But in a news release, Sheriff Randy Smith said once new evidence came to light, his investigators moved swiftly to redirect the investigation and identify the correct suspect. Responding.
Hey, my brothers and sisters, just want to take this short break to thank you for watching this video up to this point and to ask you, if you haven't already, to like the video, subscribe to this channel, and at the end, watching all the way through, make some comments. All that will help as I continue to grow on this YouTube platform. Thank you for watching. Let's get back to it. Wait, so you arrest one guy, mess up his life, traumatize him, and that's all you have to say? Not, yo, we are very sorry for putting this guy in the cop car, making him feel that he did something that he didn't do, was going to railroad him and send him to jail for possibly life because the kid died and stuff like that. So they're going to possibly send him to jail, rip him from his 6-year-old daughter crying and everything. Then they're going to try to pin him. They would have pinned him as a horrible father, which they would want to take the kid away from him. You see all this, all these domino effects that could have happened if he didn't have family that looked out for him. It's crazy, yo.
He says after the sheriff's office denied meeting with the private investigator, he then took the evidence directly to District Attorney Colin Sims.
I've reached out to law enforcement dozens and dozens of times. Sometimes they'll listen to me, sometimes they won't. That's fine. But in this particular case, I saw they were not listening to anybody, so I went directly to the DA's office. They acted appropriately. We went and got a bond hearing set as quickly as we could.
Last Friday, Sims ultimately refused all charges against Bodette that were related to the child's death.
He was in jail for 2 weeks for something he didn't do.
Hours after the DA refused the charges, deputies announced the arrest of Connie Noel Estes for hit and run causing death and obstruction of justice.
Whoa, wait a minute. This funky looking white woman right here, and shout out to my white ladies and everything, I have no problem with y'all. But look at her. She looked like a meth addict, looking like flipping that she go and pick up cans to get her fix and stuff like that. This is the woman that was driving, hit the child, probably on her meth addict stupor, ran off, and they would have pinned it on that guy. This is, my brothers and sisters in America, let me tell you something right now. Police officers will pin you down. And it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Latino, Asian, Indian, whatever your ethnicity, whatever color you are, they will pin something on your ass and put you in jail because they don't really care. As long as they can just say, case closed, heck of a job, Brownie, heck of a job. As long as they can say that, they will pin it on you. Sad, man.
Of Connie Noel Estes for hit and run causing death and obstruction of justice. A judge set a bond of $1 million.
Those 2 weeks felt like 20 years to me and my family.
Now that the air has been cleared and they've arrested a different person, has anybody apologized or spoken to you?
Of course not. I can't imagine that they will admit or hold themselves accountable for anything.
After weeks of his arrest circulating online,
My name will always be associated with that original mugshot and the defamation that came with that.
Cody Bodette says he wants justice for himself and for 6-year-old Jeremiah.
I just hope that, especially with a crime of this magnitude, that a little more investigating and police work goes into the charges before making an arrest.
Maddie Kurth,
Fact.
Fox 8 Local First.
Facts. I agree with that. Stop being lazy. All it would have taken was say, okay, you know what? Before we go and pin this guy down for a crime, let's just make sure that we have evidence that we can say, hey, listen, you know what? We saw you. We looked at the cameras. That's your vehicle. And then the smoking gun would be, is his vehicle damaged? That's the smoking gun. All you have to do is look like, okay, his vehicle not damaged. Now, it could be that, all right, maybe they changed vehicles and stuff like that. But obviously, you saw in the video, it wasn't that clear, but it will probably be clear to investigators when they bring her funky butt to court, that's her vehicle. She's been registered to the vehicle, and it has front end damage consistent of you hitting somebody or hitting something. Man, this is crazy, yo. That guy deserves justice. Hopefully he sues them. And the family of the 6-year-old, I know you're going through it. My heart goes out to you. This is very, very sad, but y'all need justice as well. and you need to make sure that the right person pays for the crime. It's just sad, man. Very, very sad. This is crazy. My brothers and sisters, you got to be very careful out there. You have some police officers who are very lazy. And I'm not saying all. Not say all. You have some. Because most do wonderful jobs. Most police officers, detectives, investigators, they do wonderful jobs to make sure that they protect us and serve us. That's excellent. But you have the few who are very lazy and incompetent. And it is very, very sad. And those are the few that should not be on the force. But of course, they are. And it's sad to even think about that.